Hey, welcome. All my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in. Check out your board. Hey, no eye today. Yeah, Father's Day outfit. Wore the church, want to look decent, so give a play. But yeah, I'm back here doing what I do. Right in 25 rules to live by. Storytelling. Story with a message. Oh, I'm in the lab. Message in the story for life. These are life lessons. I'm giving them, you receive them. I appreciate you. I hope you appreciate what I'm doing for you. Let's go. You know what I do. Right thinking mission is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Knowing yourself a little bit better. That's always a good thing. Right thinking is way of life through mental and spiritual discipline. Heart mind coherence daily will help and guide you to obtain your goal of reaching spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. That's my mission. I'm on it. You know what I do for you. Your job is to understand it, learn it, and use it. In other words, know thyself. Okay, one of these persons are you. You got to figure out which one. If it ain't the last one, you should be working on you. Let's go. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard it. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple. You teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. A person who knows not and believes that they know is religious. Look, it's dangerous. Same thing. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows not that they know is asleep. Spiritually, I'm the spiritual alarm clock. I can awaken you with knowledge of self. That's what I do. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons, they reside in you. Right thinkers know thyself. And to Maya, be true. You have to have balance in your life. But the one thing in your life that gives you life is spirit that within you is of God. Let's talk about it. Right thinkers, let's talk about the spirit is a gift from God. You don't have to work for it. You ain't got to do nothing for it. It's given to you at birth. That's God's gift. Knowledge has to be obtained. That's a choice, aka free will. Let's talk about that, okay? Because some of us tend to think that that gift is knowledge. No, knowledge is what you obtain. Life is what was given to you. The spirit that's in you is of God. I tell anyone who is alive by the spirit. I can tell why you're living. That's what the spirit is, life. And that's from God, the supreme being, aka your higher self. The cosmic mind, all-knowing, the absolute, Yahweh, Allah, Jehovah, whatever name you call him, title is just God because that means it covers everything. That's all. So whatever name you call him, okay, that's really putting him in the box. I choose not to do that. Here you go. Life is spirit. Spirit is the gift of life from God, our higher self. It's not a blessing, it's a gift. Spirituality, we all God's begotten sons and daughters. We have the spirit of him in us. Knowing yourself will mean that you know that the spirit is the gift. Free will is to choose to know yourself or stay ignorant to yourself and be the cause of your own demise. I spent a lot of time obtaining knowledge, studying, putting them in work, whatever you want to call that again. Whatever choice of words you want to use to describe what you do, that's fine. But that's what you do for you. Next one is knowledge of self is a good weapon to have when you're fighting this world, when you got to deal with demons, negativity, adversities in life. Knowing thyself is the way to go. Spirit is life. We're spiritual beings having a human experience. The human part is the physical body that we're in. The spirit is encased in the body. The spirit that is in us is of God, Our mind has to obtain the knowledge to recognize and know that for itself, aka conscious, God conscious, knowing God for yourself. The spirit in us does nothing. It don't think, it's just life in the way of knowledge. That's your job, to think, to know, to attain, and acquire the things you need to know to better yourself, to know yourself. Our spirit is the same same. Our mind, brain are uniquely our own. Every individual is uniquely made themselves to be just that. No two people are the same. We got no two people with the same fingerprint. No two people with the same mind. But we all have the same spirit. I'm being good today. We are all spiritual beings. But if you're ignorant of yourself, you will have to die 2 deaths and bye-bye. Conceptually, when you don't know yourself and the body runs out, the spirit don't go home. It goes to find another host body because it didn't get what it needed to do. Go home conceptually. All right, but we talk about that all the time, so that's not should be a secret. Here you go. Next one is knowledge is learning about who? Your higher self. Spiritual knowledge does just that. Knowledge is the only way to know your higher self, aka God. Ignorant people won't know God. You have to have knowledge. You have to be able to think, comprehend, and understand things that you need to implement in your life to make it happen. That's why knowledge is important. If you think being a believer and not a knower will get you blessed, wrong. If you want to, we ain't going there. I just say that's a wrong concept. I can tell you without a doubt, knowledge is power. Why? Because lack of knowledge is a way of destruction. So if this knowledge is good, ignorance got to be bad. With knowledge of self, you are in control of yourself mentally, spiritually, emotionally. That's called knowing thyself and being master of self. You reach the level of nihas. You are in total control over oneself and actions. Words come out of your mouth, you speak, Mankaru. These are the things that you do with self-knowledge. Scholarly knowledge, you can go live in academia and do anything you want, but in the real world, you need self-knowledge. With knowledge of self, you are in control. I told my pastor, I got to God through spiritual knowledge, putting in my good work and my deeds. I didn't have no Bible work at all. So if you tell me the Bible is the only way to God, I got to beg to differ. But if you tell me it's another way, I won't argue. Why? Because I know another way. And me and my pastor don't have a problem with that. So I'm good. If you know yourself, watch this. The spiritual part of us is God. Knowledge part of us is us. You got to come together, and that's how it's done. If you don't know yourself, you don't know your higher self. God. God is with us at birth, from birth until death of the physical body. That's the spirit's job. Your job is to wake it up, enlighten it, give it its ticket, punch its ticket to go home. Other than that, it's going back to reincarnation. Watch this, after 30 years of intense study of the truth, I found it. I lived it for 20 years, and I've been teaching it now going on 7 years. So I'm still growing, but I'm still doing what I do, teaching, helping you to do the same, growing spiritually. Knowing thyself is just that. Here you go. We was told by the prophets Hosea, I think it is in the Bible. Again, I don't know much about the Bible, but I can quote a few of the scriptures like everybody else do. I ain't got to be fluent in it. I can throw scripture at you. But he says, my people will be destroyed for or through lack of knowledge. That's what over 2,000 years ago. We're still running around here just as ignorant as we was 2,000 years ago to ourselves. But we wonder, oh, what's going on? Why we can't take the generation curse? Why we didn't do this? Why the white man? See? All that instead of doing what you need to do. Know yourself and make changes for yourself. That's what I do. That was over 2,000 years ago, and we're still ignorant, lack of knowledge to this day. My job and what I'm trying to do is get us have self-knowledge so we can better ourselves. That's all we need to be doing. Last one, I appreciate you tuning in. Okay, this ain't too long. I'm getting to the point. All right, here you go. The more spiritual knowledge you acquire, the closer you are to your higher self. The more time you spend in prayer, the more time you spend in communicating, meditation with your higher self, you get closer and you just feel better and you end up doing better. That's just how it works. I tell you, I communicate with my higher self, God, daily. How often do you? And it's not a question that you, it's a rhetorical question because you got to answer for yourself. What I do is what I do. What you do is for you, but you have to do something to get something out. You got to put something in. My spirituality is second to none because of my knowledge of self. I don't pretend to be spiritual. I don't act spiritual. I am spiritual. That's with knowledge of self. That's what makes me spiritual. Knowledge of the higher self is spiritual. Knowing thyself is spiritual. Believing in God is religious. Excuse me. When you're God conscious, and you know God, aka right thinkers, you have a one-on-one relationship with your maker. We all do. When you're God conscious, you talk different, you act different, you are different. Why? Because you know yourself. Ignorant people are just robotic, just going through. You're different because you know how to function, you know how to acquiesce to the situation, and you know how to take care of you. That's not normal, okay? Last one. I feel confident in my walk with God. Why? Because I walk with the ultimate guide, ultimate bodyguard, God. As I walk through the valley of death, I shall fear no evil. Why? I'm walking with God. And if you're walking with God, you fear nothing. I don't. I'll be back. I got more for you. Enjoy my lab. Hope you are too. Get the background together. I'll be back.